From its earliest recognition through the groundbreaking work of pioneers like Leo Kanner to the powerful shift towards neurodiversity, we have watched our understanding transform from a misunderstood condition to a recognized spectrum of human difference. But knowing the history, that's just the beginning. Today, we are looking forward. We will give you practical tools and strategies you can use right now to support children with autism, helping them thrive and unlock their unique potential. And who better to guide us than Madhavi Adimulam, founder of Ananya Child Development Centre.
Thank you, Jewel. I'm truly excited about today's topic. This is where understanding becomes action.
We have covered the why behind repetitive behaviors, the history, the science. Now, let's get practical. How can parents, educators, and caregivers best support children on the autism spectrum? Where do we start?
We start with one crucial foundation: acceptance and understanding. Every child with autism is unique. They have their own strengths, they face different challenges, they experience the world in their own way. The first step, truly seeing the child, understanding that their behaviors, even the repetitive ones, are meaningful. They're trying to communicate, cope with challenges, regulate their sensory systems, create order in their world. As we discussed before, these behaviors aren't random. They serve a purpose.
So we are shifting our view from seeing these behaviors as problems to seeing them as valuable clues about the child's inner world.
Exactly. Once we understand the why behind behaviors, we can develop helpful strategies. Let's talk about sensory sensitivities. Very common in children with autism. A child overwhelmed by loud noises might hand flap or rock to self-soothe. A child under-responsive to sensory input might seek intense sensations, spinning or jumping.
How do we create more sensory-friendly environments?
It all starts with careful observation. Watch for triggers, loud noises, bright lights, certain textures. Once you identify triggers, modify the environment. Create quiet retreat spaces, provide noise-cancelling headphones, use soft lighting, offer various textures to explore, create opportunities for movement. Remember, it's about finding what works for each child.
You are essentially creating a sensory landscape that is tailored to the child's individual needs.
Exactly. And that's where a good assessment is crucial. A qualified professional like an occupational therapist can identify the child's specific sensory profile, develop a sensory diet, create personalized activities, design strategies for daily regulation.
So, it's not just about avoiding overstimulation, but also providing the right kind of sensory input.
Precisely, it's a delicate balance. We focus on teaching self-regulation skills by building sensory awareness, managing overwhelming feelings, using coping strategies like deep breathing, squeezing stress balls, finding quiet spaces. For many children, we use visual schedules, then boards, clear transition signals.
It's like giving them a roadmap for their day.
Exactly, and that brings us to another crucial element: structure and predictability. Children with autism thrive in structured environments. Clear routines provide comfort. Flexibility within structure is key. Predictability reduces anxiety.
So, how can parents create that sense of predictability at home?
Visual supports are absolutely the key. Parents can use picture schedules, visual timers, social stories, and behavior guides. For example, before visiting a new place, create a social story showing where you're going, what they might see, expected behaviors, and potential challenges.
It's like giving them a preview, a mental rehearsal of what's to come.
Precisely, and it reduces anxiety about the unknown. Now let's talk about communication. Many repetitive behaviors are actually attempts to communicate, especially in children who struggle with verbal expression.
So, how can we help children develop more effective communication skills?
Speech therapy plays a vital role here. A speech therapist can provide comprehensive assessment, personalized intervention plans, and alternative communication methods, sign language, picture exchange communication system or PECS, AAC devices. It's also crucial for parents to listen to nonverbal cues, watch body language, notice facial expressions, and interpret vocalizations.
It's about tuning into their unique communication style.
Exactly. And remember, patience is essential. Progress takes time. Celebrate every victory. Value each attempt to communicate.
What about the food chaining technique we discussed earlier? How can parents practically apply that at home?
Food chaining is a wonderful gradual process. Here's how it works. Start with accepted foods. Introduce similar new foods. Similar texture, similar taste, similar color. Offer small amounts. Never pressurize. Stay consistent and be patient. Remember, if the child refuses, that's okay. Simply try again tomorrow. It's all about gentle, persistent exposure.
Can you give us a concrete example?
Let's say a child only eats plain white rice. Here's how we might progress. Start with a tiny amount of well-cooked mashed sweet potato next to the rice. The texture is similar, but the color is different. If they accept sweet potato, introduce mashed carrots. Then try a mix of sweet potato and carrots. You're gradually expanding their palate, one small step at a time. To make food more appealing, try using cookie cutters for fun shapes, offering food prepared in different ways: raw, steamed, pureed.
So, it's about making small, incremental changes and being incredibly patient.
Remember, it can take hundreds of exposures for a child to accept new food. Create a positive, relaxed mealtime environment. Never use pressure, coercion, or punishment. Make mealtimes enjoyable, not a battleground. Involve children in food preparation.
It sounds like a lot of these strategies are interconnected.
They are. It's a holistic approach. We are addressing sensory needs, communication challenges, emotional regulation, need for structure and predictability, and most importantly, we are working closely with families, empowering them with knowledge and tools.
What about the emotional well being of the parents? We touched upon this in the previous episode, but it bears repeating.
Absolutely. Parenting a child with autism can be incredibly rewarding, but also challenging and stressful. Parents often experience a range of emotions: joy, frustration, love, exhaustion, hope, and anxiety. It's important to seek support, connect with other parents, join support groups, consider individual therapy, participate in our parent solution circles at Ananya.
It's like the oxygen mask analogy on an airplane. You need to put on your own mask before you can help others.
Precisely. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It's essential. Well-rested, supported parents are better equipped to help their children.
This has been an incredibly practical and insightful conversation, Madhavi ma'am. You have given our listeners a wealth of tools and strategies they can start using today.
My hope is that parents will feel empowered to try these strategies, experiment, find what works for their child best. Remember, every child is unique. There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
And what would you say to parents who might be feeling overwhelmed or discouraged?
I would say don't lose hope. Celebrate every victory, every new food tried, every successful interaction, every moment of connection. And you're not alone. We are here to support you with comprehensive therapies, parent training programs, collaborative approaches, tailored strategies.
And for those who don't have a child with autism, what's the takeaway from this conversation?
The biggest takeaway is this: different isn't less. Every individual has unique strengths, personal challenges, special gifts to share. By embracing neurodiversity, we create inclusive environments, supportive communities, a richer society for everyone.
That's a beautiful message to end on. Madhavi ma'am, thank you for sharing your wisdom and providing such practical guidance for our listeners. To our audience, we hope this episode has empowered you with tools and strategies. Remember, Ananya Child Development Centre is here for you. Visit our website, explore our resources, and don't hesitate to reach out for a consultation. Join us next time as we continue to explore the fascinating world of child development. Until then, keep those connections strong, celebrate those small victories, keep learning and growing together.